Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my currently inked for November 2025 pens, and hopefully this will be the final video I will have to shoot head on. I finally have an overhead tripod, and now because I did not have a magnetized phone, surprise, surprise, now I have to figure out how to use that new phone and like doing overhead filming and such. So hopefully going forward, my pen and ink videos will look a lot more professional. So anyway, let's just start getting down with it. First up is my Rongoli. This is a Leonardo Memento Zero. This was a pen boutique exclusive, the first thing I ever bought for them. This is still one of my absolute favorite pens. I've had it for over 2 years now. I just love the beautiful like purple and orangey and like aqua swirls. It just, oh, I have a whole video about that. Don't want to blab too much off topic stuff about the pens. Obviously, you guys are just probably interested in the inks, and I filled this with blueberry muffin from Monteverde's Sweet Life set, which I bought individually with a couple of BOGO deals to get it, I think, a little bit cheaper than the full going price. And as always, I'm using my Dominant Industries ink muddler to do the ink swatches. I had tried on the opposite page, but unfortunately there was way too much bleed through from the previous month. So like, why look so unprofessional on camera? Just start a new page and I'll think of something else to fill up on that page, on the pages parts that are not bled through. And this is, they call it blueberry muffin, but it's not like, blue like you expect blueberries in the muffins. It's more like the really pretty, like purpley brown or brownish purpley, that kind of like not true purpley tone they make when they like, pop in the oven after they've baked. So it's like a really lovely, lovely tone. I love purple, cannot get enough of it. And this is a fine point. Now, this is still very much a learning process for me. Like, where should I put things? Should I like put them off on the side? What exactly should I say when I'm doing the ink samples? But hopefully I'm slowly getting better each month. This is Leonardo Memento Zero Foresta Umbra. What do you guys like say when you're like doing the, I mean, obviously watch a lot of currently inked videos, but like, what do you personally prefer to say when you're inking? Do you just edit out your vocals and like dub in music like I've seen a bunch of people doing, or do you not talk at all, just like later dub in, oh, this is what I'm doing, like going through it sort of thing? So just let me know what you personally feel is the best way to do it. Rongoli. Ron. And hopefully I am also going to learn more about how to like manage my time and not have videos that are like over 30 minutes long. I know some people like DNF super long videos or don't bother if they don't know the person. Monte Verde. So like, tell me in the comments, what kinds of purples do you like, or just any color in general? Do you like the bright, obvious, saturated, traditional tones of these, colors like red, blue, whatever? Or do you like ones that have more of a, like a little, like, I guess mature maybe might be the word, like a different, more sophisticated base color? So it just does, it looks a little bit different. Muffin. Muffin. I've got a lot of fun to look forward to, learning how to do overhead videos, where exactly to place it, where my hands should go, and that sort of thing. And next up is Fall Leaves. This was a Gold Spot exclusive. It's still in the store last year for Fountain Pen Day. The artwork is by Tracy Marcioli. I'm sorry if the light isn't the best, but it is like getting a bit later, and it's November now. And this is a Opus 88, one of my absolute favorite brands. I inked this up with Blood Orange from Diamine, which I have not used for quite some time. At first, when I was still new in my fountain pen and ink journey, like getting serious into it, I've been using fountain pens for a few years by that point, but I wasn't really into like actually, collecting and using multiple pens and actual different inks. I was buying myself instead of only like using my father's collection, but I was kind of like put off by this ink. It didn't look orangey at all. It looked more like brownish, and that was like a real big disappointment to me. But maybe now I'm going to appreciate it a little bit more, knowing like, oh, inks do not have to look exactly like, oh, bright traditional orange, bright red, bright yellow, green, brown, whatever. Sometimes they can look a little bit different. That's how they, stand apart. Every tone and shade and hue is its own thing. And like, this does definitely look like an autumnal kind of orange, and in broader nibs it comes forth better. This is a broad nib in the Opus 88 because I don't know if this is just my imagination, but because, you know, they're made in Taiwan and Asian nibs do tend to run a little bit smaller than their Western counterparts. Their, you know, medium nib is more like a, seems more like a fine. The fine is more like an extra fine, and the broad seems more like a medium. And I have a stub nib, my first from Opus 88, coming in the mail from Goldspot from fountainpen. I know a lot of the retailers said they're like super backed up because like so many people are putting in orders during this past weekend, and so many packages haven't even been shipped out yet. And thankfully, none of the inks this month are shimmer ink, so I will not have to go through the whole rigmarole of constantly shaking, and that's just more time killed. So this is Opus 88. Maybe I have to open that valve a little bit to let the ink flow better. Opus 88, fall leaves, broad. This is diamine, blood orange. Yeah, this doesn't really, maybe it's just I'm getting more used to medium and broads, but like definitely this doesn't really look so broad to me. It looks more like a medium. Like I was well, my first experience with a broad was the Bennu broad, which I later had ground to a curved architect by Kirk Spear. It was like I was just so uncomfortable with the width of the lines, even though like there were like many reasons I had wanted that particular pen to be a broad. So maybe it's just like I'm getting more used to pens that are not fine and extra fine as I go through more of my journey. And next up, let's see, my George Washington LeBoeuf pen, I will be writing with that again this month, although I put a different ink in this. This is Fenyivish. Hopefully I'm not mangling the pronunciation too bad, from Pannonia. They translate it as boreal forest on most of the retailers, but it actually means, you know, like pine, fir, like fir in the fir tree, or like pine forests. And this is a really, really beautiful, like deep, like greeny black shade. And this is a Concord nib, so you can like write with it on like both sides, not just the traditional nibs. You can see it's kind of hooked over. It's like a needle point on that side. This was also ground by Kirk Spear, and on the opposite side it's like 1.5 millimeters. So it's like, wow, like a really, really big juicy thing. So you can see it's like coming through like that. It's kind of line it writes with, and it's really good for calligraphy and gulping ink quickly if you like want to like write a pen dry by the end of the month, or you're like, I don't like this ink so much. Oh, I know, I'll get rid of it quickly. I'll draw a picture or something with the ink instead of writing with it. So this is LeBoeuf, George Washington. Yeah, I could tell you like the whole story about this pen. It was like writing like crap on like every page I tried it on. I could like feel the fiber, like feel the nib digging into all the fibers, both fountain pen friendly and non-fountain pen friendly. LeBoeuf, George Washington. But I do have still have a future video to do about my custom nib grinds. Washington, Concord. I was so excited doing genealogical research a few years ago to find out President Washington is a distant cousin of mine. Obviously, he can't be like a direct ancestor because he never had any biological children. But, you know, like plenty of good people throughout life haven't had kids, and unfortunately, I haven't had any yet myself, and time is running out. But there's always adoption and being fruitful and multiplying in different ways. And this is Pannonia Fenyivish. I mean, I know how to pronounce Hungarian, but like I just don't constantly like say Hungarian names and words myself, so sometimes I might slip up or not pronounce them in the exact way they're supposed to be pronounced. Pannonia Fenyivish. Yeah, it's a little drop of ink. Yeah, the NY letter and sound in Hungarian, it's like the Spanish Enye, and a lot of other languages also have a sound that makes ny, the nasal N sound, like there's an N with an accent mark over it in Polish, and the Serbian Cyrillic alphabet has a letter that's transliterated as NJ, and I believe the Macedonian also has that sound, and the letter S by itself is pronounced like an SH in Hungarian. So, for example, they don't say Budapest, they say Budapest. So that's just something interesting. Pine forest, right? The translation and the parentheses. Yeah, I know some people, it all depends on your style, but some of them, they just do, this is the ink. Oh, wow, this is totally awesome. I love it. This is a great pen. And some just take time to talk about it in detail. So I guess like whatever people think is good, even though it might annoy some people. Oh, no, you're not getting right to the point and only saying the bare minimum. People are DNFing you already, blah, blah, blah. And let's get to another Pannonia ink. This is ACEC. This is, it means night blue. This is a Cult Pens exclusive. I finally recently got it. I had ordered it in the summer sale with a few other Pannonia inks in their new store exclusive Jacques Herbin glass dip pen, which is really cool. But I did not get my stuff from the summer sale until recently because it included the new Inkvent calendar, and that wasn't shipping out until October. Thank God I was not hit with any surprise tariff bills for that one. I was really scared about that, but maybe it was because I put in the order before the stupid de minimis exemption went away. Sorry, not sorry. I don't like to get political on this channel, but like we moved on from tariffs like in the 19th century for a freaking reason. It's just like hurting the global economy. But you know, I just don't really like to get too political on this channel. But like it's really bad for like the fountain pen and art communities because like most of the supplies we use there, I mean, it's not that there are no companies like, you know, made in the US doing like, you know, colored pencils and fountain pens and inks and stuff, but they're just not too many of them. And most people, they're just like I guess markets and companies in, you know, Germany, Japan, and like Czech Republic for like the colored pencils, and like South Korea is getting into it now too with more companies, and just like England with Diamond. They just have, there's more established companies for making art supplies, like, you know, Switzerland and France and stuff, than and fountain pens and inks than there are in the US. That's just how it is. So we by default pretty much have little choice but to buy products that are made in different countries. And so this is ACEC, and I also have an Opus 88. This is another Gold Spot exclusive. The artwork was also made by Tracy Marcioli. I got this last fountain pen day as well, the Celestial Zodiac. I could not resist. I love astrology and astronomy. That's a whole topic for another thing. In the beautiful dark blue, this really is like a beautiful, beautiful shade of night blue. You can already see it's like drying up to like a beautiful, beautiful blue black. This is also, and this is a medium nib, but it writes more like a fine nib to me. 88 Celestial Zodiac. This is also Pannonia ACEC. Oh, sorry, I forgot to. I can just put in the nub size afterwards. This is a work in progress for me. I don't like 100% know this is what I'm doing, like exactly this. A kick, night blue, night blue, and this is a medium nib. I've grown to really enjoy like blue blacks. At first I thought, oh, it's not like bright, happy, like obvious blue, but like this is, I really love the dramatic look of it. It's like, it's blue, but it's not like, you know, 100% like the traditional, I'm repeating myself, type of blue. It has like a really beautiful, like a sophisticated black undertone that just, you know, makes it like really pop. It's just like a great, great color. And I also really like black green or green black too. That's like it's just, I just love, you know, like learning and trying new things in my fountain pen journey. Next up is going to be Cranberry, which is from last year's 2024, the Black Edition Diamond Inkvent calendar. I inked up again my classical art pen from Delta that last month it had, wait, no, not last month. This was like, I was writing for it for a while, the Grotto, which was another Diamond 2024 Inkvent, and I love the pen so much. Why not try another, like, you know, is this an extreme sheen or just a regular? Oh, no, it's a standard ink, but it ended up really, really sheening. It seemed to sheen on the page, so that was kind of a surprise. Some of their other inks were like, this wasn't supposed to be a sheener, but it's sheening, or this is, they only said sheen, and it seems like an extreme sheen, and I really love this, like, gorgeous, like, reddish orangey, or like, not reddish orangey, but yeah, maybe it's like reddish orange color. It's just, it's one of the things you just, well, at least I'm discovering as I go through more of my fountain pen journey. I like colors that aren't, and as I said, like 100% that color. It's just a different style of that color with like a different, like mixing colors together. And I kind of wish I had started experimenting with more inks, like, quicker in the journey instead of just later. And like, oh, it doesn't look orange enough. I'm so disappointed. Maybe I won't use it so much anymore. But now I really like these different colors than the ones I had expected. Sorry if the curtains falling down. This is also medium Delta from their Signs of Time collection. The new medieval and Renaissance pens have been, they're in I don't know if they're pre-order or just like coming soon in some stores, but they're not yet available for mainstream purchase. Delta, Signs of Time, medium, classical art. Diamond Cranberry. Hopefully I can squeeze. No, I won't be able to. Cranberry. Squeeze that in. So, yeah, I'm definitely seeing the goldy sheen as it's starting to dry in the little swatch. It's not quite so obvious in the writing sample, but it's really a lovely, lovely shade. And of course, at the end, I will put it all closer to the screen so you guys can see it better. Next up, I'm using it again, the pumpkin cake from Monteverde's Sweet Life in the Leonardo Momento Zero Foresta Umbra. This was a Gold Spot exclusive, my first order with Gold Spot, and my first experience with buying a pen that was like more expensive than I was like used to from Fountain Pen Revolution. Like, how quickly many of us in the pen community go from like, oh, I'm never paying over like $50 or $100 for a pen, so that doesn't really sound so unreasonable, like, whatever the sum might be. But this is sorry, that lid was on a little bit. This ink was drying around the rim of it. This is one of my favorite browns. It's just so really, really pretty. It's kind of like a reddish brown or a brownish red. It really does match the name of pumpkin cake. And this is an extra fine nib. That's by the time I found out about the pen, they were only down to extra fine and broad, and so I erred on the side of caution and got the extra fine. I've had it for over 2 years now. It's still one of my favorites. It's just such a lovely pen. I love the browns and the greens and like the cinnamony color and the like diamond cast resin. Oh, my other lighting device went out. I'll fix that later and recharge it. And this is an extra fine. Maybe I'm sorry if I don't like write fast enough for my writing samples. This is Leonardo Momento Zero. I do need to like put a little bit more ink in this. It's running towards the end, but I will be like re-inking it for this month. Leonardo Momento Zero. Foresta Umbra. Extra fine. This is Monteverde pumpkin cake. Yeah, let me know. Do you guys have any of the Sweet Life inks, or do you like inks that are named after like foods and spices like I do? I would love to like, start a little handwritten recipe book with all these inks named after sweet things. So let's see what's going to be up next. So let's keep it with the brown theme and go with the Benu Talisman Tiger Eye. This is one of the birthday pens I got for myself last year. I just love the beautiful like caramelly brown. This is another Monte Verde ink. Is it off to this? It's Fire Opal, all one word. This is a really, really lovely, beautiful, beautiful shade. I was really surprised when I started getting a couple of like brown pens. I thought like, hey, brown ink isn't that bad. Oh, maybe I should get some brown pens to, really do it instead of just putting brown inks in maybe like an orange pen or a pen that's like nowhere, close to orange. Oh, wait, yeah, there. Put it right there. There's just a little carryover from the previous month. I was hoping to time it so it matched with like one of the purple inks I had this month, but you know, oh well, maybe I'll do that for the next swatch if there's close enough to it. You can see that's a really, really, really beautiful, like, you know, brownish orange, or like brownish, like orange. It's so many different combinations. Like, is it like a brownish orange? Is it a reddish orange, an orangish red? I just love colors, and this is just, I just love Tiger's Eye, the gemstone as well. This is Benu Talisman. I think this might be a shading ink. I'm still like getting to learn what exactly like shading inks mean. It means, oh, some of the like letters that you form, they're like lighter. That I used to think, oh, that's a mistake of the ink. It's not going down consistently, but maybe this is deliberate as, you know, like shading properties. This is a medium, and this is Monteverde Fire Opal. Fire. Opal. I don't like to leave too much unused space on the page. I know that's like totally like not matched up, but maybe I can still do the purple for it. I think these are going to be like permanently inked because I just like them so freaking much. It's the pansy from Diamond's Flower collection. This is a Visconti Ether. Like, I cannot believe I got such an amazing deal on this pen. Is what, let me see what the time is going. I think that's the time. I think that's okay. Let's see. Beautiful pansy. So this is still a work in progress. I know some people are much better. Like, they just do it and do it. Like, they don't have to reach over for things and constantly dry it. They just have a system of how they, you know, do everything. This is absolutely one of my favorite purples. It's such an absolute winner. I would totally get a full bottle for a refill, but I would get a whole refill of this entire set of flower inks. It's that really nice. They also have another set just for Cult Pens exclusive, like Flowers Part 2 or something, but that's way more pastels in that set than I like. I don't really, I mean, sometimes they're okay, but I much prefer like more saturated, dark, and medium colors. And if I'm doing a lighter color, it has to be in a broader nib so it like comes through more obviously. So I couldn't really see what the time was on the thing. What time? Okay, it looks like 23 minutes or something like that. 22 minutes. I'm sorry, that looks so unprofessional, but whatever. Like, I was very confused for a minute. This is Visconti Ether. Homo sapiens. Fine. That was a huge, amazing, unexpected deal pen shell I had. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice, but I want to do this in one take if possible. This is some Diamond Pansy, one of my absolute favorite purples. This is, if I only had to do like 5-10 inks like ever for the rest of my life, this would definitely be one of them. And next up is the other Visconti Lavender Isles. Where's Lavender Isle? I forgot again because it's Lavender Isles with an S. I've seen people mistakenly doing it with without an S. And that's another ink from the Diamond's Flower set. This is, oh, I'm sorry, that's using a different flower ink for a different pen. Where is it? It's Monteverde. I have so many inks right out to set. This is Mulberry Noir from Monteverde. This is like a really, it's absolute, I mean, I'm so many purples, but this is one of my ultimate purples. It's so beautifully dark. It's not more like closer to violet. It's like definitely very, very purple. Like, you can see the difference between the two. I'm sorry, I have to see. This is going to all go away when I finally have the overhead tripod. I won't need to worry, oh, is it coming out of the frame already? Oh no, I have to, people missed it. It was like I was doing a swatch and it was completely out of the frame. People think I'm an idiot and they've already DNF'd the video because they saw I don't have the overhead tripod like everyone else takes for granted having. But, you know, we live and learn. Mulberry Noir. How many inks do I have, this is also a fine nib. They really knocked it out of the park with this, and I still have yet to do a part 2 of the video I began for this and another Atlas exclusive pen I did back in May, like, you know, how they're working out. This Conde, Lavender Isles, this is a fine, this is Monteverde Mulberry Noir, Mulberry Noir. I'm so happy with these 2 pens. Like, you know, Visconti is so expensive, you don't really need any more, but I did take advantage of one of theirs on the huge sale recently for Fountain Pen Day. They had like the fire Homo sapiens fire with the elements set. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I have one more coming up. That's the cornflower for the Benu tribute series, Echoes of Armenia. This is my first time ever getting an exclusive from their website. I took advantage of the free shipping. I did do a video about it recently, and I was going to do a part 2, but then I realized, like, why bother with the part 1? Just like start over, because I didn't feel like I was presenting myself particularly professionally in that video, and it was like really embarrassing for me. So this is Cornflower Blue. It's like showing up much more purpley here. It writes like a really dark bright blue on the other papers I write with it. So, you know, so much depends on a paper you put the ink on, and also with the pen you write it with. It, like, sometimes they look like completely like different inks, like this is doing. This is so pretty, and because it might make my eyes twitch if I have something on the other empty space on the page. I'm like, you know, OCD like that. And this is a fine nib. It is so freaking pretty. I can't wait to do a proper video about it. This is, I particularly got this because this is my 30th anniversary of being an Armenophile, and I became an Armenophile in April of 1995. Like, ooh, I'm already forgetting how long 30 years ago was, and also because I forgot I'm totally losing my track of thought. I got it for the sorry, I'm totally blanking. This is so unscripted and unprofessional. I got it to, you know, practice getting back into writing Armenian. This is such an unbelievably smooth fine, and they also gave me a free pen rest to make up for I had to wait so long for it to be like shipped out because the artist got sick and it wasn't really done yet. Benu Tribute. Echoes of Armenia. Yeah, it really means a lot to me to have a pen, like, not only made in Armenia, but like paying tribute to Armenia. And if I didn't know any better, I would say they sent me like an actual, like, upgraded, like, to a real gold as part of the thing. But it just doesn't say gold on it, but it just, like, it's so unbelievably smooth. It just might be my smoothest fine nib I have from them. And this is Diamine Cornflower. Diamine Cornflower. And because it is going to make my eyes, you know, twitch if I, like, see all that stuff in front of me. One of the other pens, which I do currently have inked, and I'm in process of writing it dry. This is the right one. Yeah, this is the TWSBI Espresso Bronze. And which do I have the Jacques Herbin it's the Colorverse Coffee Break, which is right behind me. Pull that out. It's right up front. This is a really nice color of brown. I never thought I would get so into brown inks, but, you know, surprise. And it does take a long time to, like, you know, write these pens dry. Particularly because it's, you know, getting into autumn now. Or at least I like, and many people do like, using earth tones this time of year. And this is perfect, and it perfectly evokes coffee, although I'm not really much of a coffee drinker at all. I'm much more into teas. This is a broad nib. I have my Twisby's in broad because it helps to show off the properties of the inks better. I should probably do a whole video on the Twisby's I collected in the breakfast series. Twisby bronze espresso bronze. This is broad. This is color versus coffee break. I really do enjoy this color of brown. Hopefully that'll be all squeezed in. Right, good. It's squeezed in. I squeeze my words together anyway, so that's everything I currently have inked for this month. Finally, hopefully this video is, so each month is incrementally shorter, hopefully. So first up is the blueberry muffin. It's kind of hard to read backwards, but there it is right up front, the blueberry muffin. The blood orange from Diamine. The Fenvish, the pine forest or boreal forest from Pannonia. The Akek, night blue, also from Pannonia. This is cranberry from Diamine's Inkvent calendar. It is definitely like sheening up, but it's not. Some people saw more extreme sheen. Again, it depends on the paper you are using. This is a Monteverde's pumpkin cake. This is the Monteverde's fire opal, which is like so freaking pretty. This is the Diamine pansy from their first flowers set. This is Monteverde's mulberry noir from their noir set. This is cornflower from the Diamine also flowers series, and this is coffee break from Colorverse. So hopefully that's a nice selection of colors for this month, and hopefully next month I will finally have, like, better lighting and finally the overhead, so I will not look like such a damn unprofessional stooge who's like just asking to get like DNF'd all the damn time. So thanks very much for watching, and leave your comments about what kind of pens and inks you like to use in the autumn, and thanks for watching. Bye.